Clarence here for Star Telegram. What were your emotions over the last few moments of that game? You know, when y'all kicked the field goal and them coming back down the field.
Everywhere, not settled, but in the same sense, ready for the opportunity to go back out there. If time was on the clock, understanding we had a timeout, we got a hell of a kicker. But yeah, a lot of emotions. Wanting to finish with the ball in your hand. Don't do that. They get the ball back and they're on a drive. Then the 3 plays of the 2-point conversion. Yeah, and at that point I just wanted, hey, are they in or are they not? Just let me know if we need to go back out there. Like I said, we had time on the clock and hell of a kicker with the timeout that I felt confident and comfortable in our plan and the things that we practiced that we would have been able to get in position for him to take an attempt at a game winner. But hell of a job by the defense. Yeah, some things played into that, and they finished it the right way.
Dak, Todd Archer from ESPN. Mike has called this stretch playoff games without playoff consequences. How do you feel you got after these 3 games against Buffalo, Miami, and Detroit to get this one? How important is that going into what you have ahead of you?
Yeah, it's huge. Huge, especially coming off of the last 2, obviously not getting a win. In either of those 2 and being on the road, having a close one out in Miami after the Buffalo just wasn't even a close game, I guess you can say. And then losing close, in a game that we could have won there late, and then being able to win this game and pull this one out kind of similar to the game last week was important. It was important as we move forward, understanding that this is playoff football. We've got one more game here against a division opponent, and then everything counts. It's a one game season each and every week, and so we've got to continue to build off of what we've done, the good here lately, but make sure that we're locking in every aspect, detail, being disciplined, not hurting ourselves, and finding a way to play our best ball right now and create that momentum.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. How could you describe CeeDee Lamb tonight?
Remarkable. That's who CeeDee Lamb is. Tonight, what a great opportunity for him just to have the game that he had, understanding that he was coming in this game with records on the line, which I didn't know about until you guys informed me. But I told you I'd be sure that he got that. And the yards after catch, getting open after the 2.3, beating man coverage, getting in the right spots and zones. He can do it all, and he's continuing to get better, wants to get better, hungry to get better, hungry for the ball. Has one of the most hungriest, I guess you can say, mindsets that I've been around in this game of football, and it's fun. Obviously, with a similar mindset, when the ball in your hands, I can definitely understand and relate, and so it makes it easy, makes my job easy, and he's special. He's really just getting going, and I can tell you, as long as I'm here, he'll probably stack these records each and every year, to be honest with you. So this is only the beginning.
Mike.
Dak, with coming off of the back-to-back losses that you did have, in particular these last 2 games, the game in Miami and today, a lot of similarities between the 2 football games to be able to flip the result. How much can you see growth, even just from week to week?
Yeah, a lot. And I think as much as anything, it's in the emotional part of the game, and that's something that Coach talks about, right? Our emotional discipline and maturity of willing ourselves to wins, understanding that we're drawing the foot in the sand, drawing that line and saying, hey, we're going to do this, whether it's on offense, we're going to score, we're going to convert, or whether it's on defense and saying, hey, not anymore. So, yeah, it's that's the part that really is going to separate these teams here as you get into the playoffs, is who has that ability to emotionally and be disciplined and lock in and say, my best football is right now because we practice that way, we prepare that way, and we're not taking anything less than that. And so it was huge. In 2 games like that, right, we don't get the offense doesn't get going too late down in Miami, and then we finally score, and then, it's a hell of an offense on the other side, and they go down and put themselves in field goal position. And then tonight they decide to go for 2, and the defense stands up. So kind of drawing that line. Proud of those guys. This is a complete team win, and we did it together, and that's what's important as we move forward, understanding that everything we do has to be together, has to be the utmost. Complementary football, each side, special teams, defense, offense, we all have to have each other's back, pick up when one's not doing well, and essentially nobody should be doing bad. It's time for our best.
Hey, Dak. Nick Harris, DallasCowboys.com. When CD took over as wide receiver one on this team a couple of years ago, could you envision the success he's had today, and if so, how?
Yeah. From the jump, really understanding, I talk about his mentality, the mentality that he had, or that he has. There's not a lot of players that truly have that dog in them, I guess you can say, and I don't want to say there's not a lot, but he has a different level in him, and that's where it goes back. We go back to the Niners game, or we go back to even last week, right? The frustration of not getting the ball in it. Like, the guy thinks he can win the game by himself, and that's what you want. And, it's obviously an ultimate team game, but when you have a guy like that has that much confidence and gets to show it, and when he does, he steps up to the plate and answers it. It's special. As I said before, it makes my job easy, but started off with his mentality. Secondly, just obviously his athletic ability to run after the catch. He runs physical. He runs like a running back. He can break tackles. And then last, just wanting to learn, wanting to make sure that we're always on the same page, communicating. He understands where I want to throw the ball, where I want him to be, expect him to be. And as I said, this is really only the beginning. Loves to work, and that's probably lastly, is love to work. Going to the off season, nobody got more hours in than me and CD. I can promise you that, and that won't change.
It's been back-to-back weeks now that Brandon Cooks has had a big late score to be able to give you guys the lead. How would you speak to his reliability as the season's gone on?
Yeah, that's who he's been from the time he showed up. Honestly, talking about CD, I think I'd be remiss if I didn't give some credit to Brandon Cooks and just the way that he's come in, being a veteran with a lot of success on different teams throughout the year, and really showing CD how to prepare and how to get better and to not be satisfied at any point. And that's who Brandon is Mr. Consistent. I mean, consistent in his attitude each and every day, consistent in his work ethic, consistent in taking care of his body. And all of that just translates to him making plays on the field when the time's needed. And as you said, making big-time catches. And he's a guy that's far from satisfied. And, very, very pleased with the group, the receivers that we have, and even the young guys. And, with the plays that they're making.
Hey, Dak, Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. What did you see on that first touchdown where it looks like maybe you're going to get safety, and all of a sudden it's a 92-yard touchdown to CD?
Yeah, I knew that saw that they were bringing the blitz. I was trying to take a one-on-one outside or from my slot to Brandon Cooks right there. He got widened a little bit. The corner was off, made that tough. And at that point, pressure got to me, and I felt bodies on me, and I really said I've got to find a way to get skinny and just get myself out of the end zone. And as I went to do that, pocket opened up, went right, and see CD one-on-one down the field. I'm letting it go and putting what I can on it, putting some air on it, and giving him a shot, and he went and did the rest.
Saad Yusuf, The Athletic. Dak, your defense, can you talk about just the confidence that you have right now? It seems like it's a bend but don't break, I guess last drive notwithstanding, but just throughout the game, how do you kind of look at the way that your defense is giving you guys a chance?
Yeah, as I said, we won this game together. Very complimentary game. We don't score, they go and hold these guys. Very aggressive play caller, very aggressive mindset on the other side of the field today. Those guys going for it, obviously on the 4th and down, on the punt, putting the defense back out there. Multiple trips in the red zone, going for it. They had their mind made up to go for it on 4th and down or 4th down every chance, it seemed like. And so for our defense to just lock in and understand that challenge and really answer it was huge. I mean, they gave us a chance, obviously, to win this game. It was not like we put a lot of points on the board and we left some points out there. I mean, talking about the turnover in the red zone, my interception that would have put us in the red zone on the first drive. We left a lot of points out there, and our defense did their job, holding them down time and time again, giving us an opportunity to go win this, and ultimately stepped up on the 2-point conversion.
And you've known Jordan Lewis a long time as a teammate, and what he's been through this last year, just how special was that for him?
That was huge. I think I've told y'all before, ball guy, ball god, whatever you want to call it. He's a guy that has a knack for the football, just go look at his career time and time again. He's diving, making interceptions, causing fumbles. He's a hell of a football player and a great man, and I think he's somebody that any young player in our locker room, especially on defense, but really anybody, should try to emulate. And the way that he studies the game, the way that he prepares. Obviously, you guys know I pride myself in the time that I put into this game, whether it's taking care of my body, studying film, and Jay Lou's one of those guys that I can put right there that I'm chasing in the same amount of time and doing the things that's necessary to make sure that he's giving his best each and every week. And super proud of him, especially like you said, after what he's been through in this last year with a bad injury. But the way he's shaken back, come off IR, and really just been a huge lift for this team. And he's a leader in every aspect that you can ask him to be.
Dak, were you surprised they kept going for two the way that they did? And what were your thoughts? Like, were you trying to figure out what the penalty was, what was called, or anything?
No, I mean, at that point, like I said, it's just like, man, come on, just give me the ball and these 20 seconds and a timeout, and just itching really at that point. I mean, obviously thinking the first one they scored, then the second one, right, we get the interception, but I saw the jump as well. To obviously us getting the stop on the last one, it was just a roller coaster of thoughts, and in that sense, like I said, I was really more so of like, let me get the ball, what was going on. But from early, from the punt conversion that they got to one of the early fourth downs, I said, this guy is crazy, and respect with the craziness. Talking about Coach Campbell, and I love it. I really do. I mean, that's you're playing to win a game and not lose a game, and that's what he did tonight. And credit that mindset. And that's a hell of a team. And yeah, wouldn't be surprised if we've seen him again.
Is that the mindset you're talking about? Does that go into you guys with the play call on 2nd and 14, where you throw it and you're looking deep to Brandon that you're trying to end the game right there, or what are your thoughts in that situation?
Yeah, I mean that's on me, honestly. Other options right there. Brandon had the right route, ran the right route on it was played. They brought zero. I got to do a better job on that one. That's when we're talking about the roller coasters of emotions. That's one, because I feel like I put our team in that situation, throwing the ball right there. And so that's one I promise you that'll keep me up at night. Tonight for sure. And I'll have to flush that thought. But defense ultimately saved me. And that's probably why I was so anxious to, get back on the field with the 20 seconds and redeem myself and get another opportunity. But that's the point about being a complimentary win, and us doing it together is that wasn't the smartest and wasn't a smart play and the best play by me, and obviously the defense helped me out.
Last one, Dewey.
Dewey Scruggs, NBC5 Dallas. Ironically, Dan Campbell said that he said we'll probably see you guys in about 3 weeks in the playoffs here. Can you speak to winning your 11th game of the year and beating a team that won its division?
Yeah, I mean, to win the 11th hadn't been easy, obviously. Going out to Buffalo, then Miami, it hasn't been easy. But then beating a team like this, a good team, a team that's aggressive, as I said, that plays hard, that plays to the end, that has a lot of finish and a lot of characteristics that I know that coach is proud of, that makes it fun playing those guys. And as you said, won their division. That's huge. It's huge, especially in the manner that we did it, as we talked about getting later in the season. In these playoff-type games, it was big, huge for our confidence, but it was important for us to get that 11th win. Now it's about getting 12 and taking it week by week as we move forward, and then it's one at a time, and everybody knows our ultimate goal. Thank you all. Happy New Year.